Hi everyone, welcome to Crystal Clear. I'm Crystal and today is Thursday, so that means Coffee Date Thursday. It's also VEDA Day, what's the date today? 16? It's VEDA Day 16. I don't have coffee today because I ran out of creamer, so that's unfortunate. I'm making do with cola here. Today's coffee date subject is my favorite memory. Other than my children being born, because I think that's every mother's favorite memory, I would have to go with my trip to Massachusetts in November of 2013. Adam and I went to Salem and Boston and a few other towns around Boston in November of 2013, and it was an amazing trip. I've always, since I was like 15, wanted to see Salem, Massachusetts, because that's where the Salem witch trials happened, and I finally got to see that in November of 2013, and we spent a whole day of our trip before we were supposed to get to our hotel exploring Salem, Massachusetts, and they have so much history there and amazing souvenirs and stuff. It was really just a great experience to finally see the place where all of the books I had read took place and the interesting backstory behind how the witch trials happened. We also went and explored Boston and saw a whole bunch of different awesome historical things there. I'm a very historical person, so history and things to do with books and where they're set really intrigues me. So I got to see Fenway Hall, which is where the Samuel Adams statue is from. Samuel Adams is one of the people who signed the Declaration of Independence. We saw the building where that was signed. We saw one of the hotels where Lewis Carroll had stayed. There are also a whole bunch of government people and people from around the world had stayed there. We saw the old City Hall before they built the new one, so that was kind of interesting. We've seen the New England Aquarium, the Cheers restaurant where they got the idea for the TV show, which was really cool because they have a whole bunch of memorabilia from the show, like pictures of the actors and a lot of that kind of stuff there. We saw Boston Commons where they have the Halifax tree, which is kind of neat because in the 1920s, a ship from Halifax was going to collide with a ship from Boston, and a guy from Boston had sent a message in Morse code to warn the people in Halifax that this ship had explosives on it, and they ended up saving thousands of people. So now every year Halifax sends a tree to Boston and they put it up in Boston Commons as a gift from Halifax for Christmas. So that's interesting to me because I am from the Maritimes. Halifax is only 4 hours away from where I am in New Brunswick, and to see a part of the history of my country collide with the history of Boston was really awesome. Also in Boston Commons, they filmed the film Good Will Hunting. Well, part of it anyways was filmed there, so that was really neat to see the places where one of my favorite films was filmed. We also saw Macy's, which was really interesting because I've never been to a Macy's before and it was huge. But I think that's about my favorite memory of all time. I've never actually had a vacation that was as amazing as that was. So with that, I will leave you guys. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye! So, we're parked at the port in St. John. This is where our cruise ships normally come in. It's a pretty nice view down here. There's a lot of historic buildings around. It's one of my favorite places to